everybody, I am Liz, and today I want to talk about the books I wish I had read in 2018, because last year I did the same video but for the books I wish I read in 2017, and I managed to read all 5 of those books throughout 2018, and so I feel like it's a great motivator to kick me into this year-long TBR that's not super stressed, so I can pick these books up at any time in the year because I know monthly TBRs do not work for me. First off the bat, we have When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. This is a heart-wrenching true story of a neurosurgeon that is diagnosed during his last year of residency with stage 4 lung cancer. And it's a really heartbreaking story about a doctor that becomes a patient and just his reflections on life. And I have been wanting to read this book for years, and I thought last year was going to be the year that I actually managed to read it, and I didn't. So now I really want to read this book this year in 2019. The next book I have is A Little Life by Hana Yanagihara. This book has been buzzed about ever since its debut, and so many people love it whenever they pick it up. And some of my bookstagrammers I follow recently read this and raved about it. I have had this book on my want to buy list forever, and now it's been also on my want to read list for forever, and I've had this edition for a few months, and so I really just need to get on it. It's a heart-wrenching story about family, friendship, love and loss and trauma as 4 college classmates kind of navigate life, and I heard it's so amazing and I just want to read it, but I haven't yet. It's a thicker, like 500-page story, and I think that's why I haven't read it, is it's just really daunting, but I just need to do it. The next story I have is Girls Burn Brighter by Sabah Rao. This book was debuted and released in early 2018. I was so on it. I wanted to read this book so freaking bad. It's about 2 Indian women who kind of try to navigate the world. They don't want to be in an arranged marriage. They're really great friends. And when an event happens to where one of the girls is taken against her will, the other girl takes it upon herself to go and rescue her. And it's an intercontinental journey where they travel throughout India and eventually land in Seattle, Washington. And it just sounds so good. Another 2018 debut, early of the year release that I really wish I had read is A Land of Permanent Goodbyes by Ati Abawi. This book sounds so good. It's about the Syrian refugees that are fleeing Syria to get into Greece for freedom and safety. It is narrated by Destiny herself, and it follows a family seeking refuge. And I just want to read it so bad. I'm so bummed with myself that I haven't read it yet. So I need to get on it this year. Now, the next book on my list, as I did make this list at the beginning of this year, was Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. And I have since finished this book already because I was so bummed I did not finish it in November or December when I thought I was going to pick this up. So I've already read it. It's already checked off of that list, and so I'm going to move on to my 6th pick of this list. But this is a fantastic story about a high fantasy world where magic has been stripped from all the diviners and the magi. The magi 11 years ago were all brutally slaughtered by the king and his army to stop magic from ever interfering with life ever again, and those that were children that had the potential for magical abilities have since been ridiculed and called maggots and been treated as like less than people, even less than anything. And this is the journey of our main character Zelly to get magic back, and it was so good. The next book, my sixth pick, is Autobiography by Christina Lauren. This co-author awesome romance ship that I just have sat on. I even had the opportunity to read this book through my audio library last year, and it didn't happen because it happened upon my possession when I wasn't in the mood for an audiobook read. So this year is the year it's gonna freaking happen. So this book takes place with a bisexual main character who was out in his previous city, but then he moves into Provo, Utah, which I'm from Utah, so I know how being bisexual in Utah, especially Provo, how hard it is. And so he's battling with being an out bisexual person or staying as a straight boy. And it's really hard for him to decide this. He actually enters into a writing contest to kind of one-up this guy who's kind of picking on him. But there's going to be some relationship tension, I'm sure, and I'm just so excited for this book, and I can't believe I haven't read it yet. So there we have it. We have 5 books that I need to read, 6 including Children of Bone and Bone that I've already read. I would love to hear your comments if you've read any of these stories, what you felt about them. Please let me know down below, and also tell me what book you wish you had read last year. What is this book that's been sitting on your shelf or sitting in your e-reader or whatever, just a book that you die hard wish you had read last year? Please tell me in the comments. And I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, like, whatever you wish to do. I will see you again soon. Bye!